Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome. I would love to know from where you are joining this live. So, in which part of the world you are from? Thank you for the hearts. And yeah, and also, like, are you a first timer? Are you joining this live for the first time, or have you been here before? Hello, Caitlin. It's so lovely to have you back here. So, Caitlin is joining us from Hudson Valley, NY here. Amazing. So, how are you, Caitlin? How has been your day so far? It might be morning in your time zone, right? I see few more familiar faces here. I see Leslie here. Welcome, Leslie. I'm so glad to that you could tune in. And I see one more face here. I don't remember the name, but I remember that I've seen that face before. Hmm. So Caitlin says just 7:30 a.m. here, yes, but off to a good start, about to dive into some chores. Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful. I am glad that you had a good start to this day. Okay, so let's begin this live. So if anyone new is here, if anyone is joining for the first time, let me introduce myself a little bit and then we will dive into the live. So, my name is Anisha Maheshwari, and I am a life coach, a psychologist, and a mindfulness meditation teacher. I have been on Insight Timer for more than like 2.5 years now. And yeah, I guess that's it about me. If you're curious more about me, you can check out my profile at any time. And about this live, so this is our 28th session of Wheel of Wisdom series, which has been going wonderfully. And I love so many people, who are tuning back in again and again to receive the wisdom, to receive the guidance. So, yeah, before like I explain what we do in this live, I want to know like, is there anyone who is joining us for the first time? Then only I would explain. Otherwise, like I would skip on that part and just, dive directly into the session. So, is anyone here who is joining us for the first time? Hello, Aisha. Hello. I love your name. And yeah, Aisha is here for the first time. Welcome. I am so glad that, this was going on your screen as you tuned into Insight Timer and you decided to tune in. So let me share like what we do in these lives. Um, so the name of the series is Wheel of Wisdom. So we definitely have a wheel, and on that wheel, there are some randomly chosen books. So to be precise, there are 31 books right now. And those books have been just randomly chosen out of the many books that I have read in the past 8 years because I love reading books. Yeah, so what we do is that we spin that wheel, um, being opening ourselves to to receive some guidance in relation to whatever is going on in our lives, to receive some wisdom. So this is kind of like a collective reading, and whatever comes through the book that is chosen by the wheel, contains that wisdom that is going to benefit every single one of you that is present here. So what we do is that once a book is chosen from that wheel, I open my notes from that book because as I was reading some of the books, I actually noted down the, powerful paragraphs from those books or the transformative practices from those books. So what I do is that I open those notes, I close my eyes, I tune into my intuition, and I scroll through the pages with my eyes closed and then stop at a page where my intuition says, where there's a feeling that, yeah, I need to read this out loud and people present here need to listen to this. And yeah, so I read those lines out loud. And then we do a discussion around it, or sometimes we do a practice around it. It just flows from there. So the session just flows. I also don't know what is going to happen from there on. Susan says, "Good morning from Vermont." Good morning, Susan, and welcome to this live. Okay, so so yeah, that's what we do in these lives. And usually we start these lives with a meditation, a random meditation. I just sit and yeah, I just channel whatever is coming to me and guide you through it. So the meditation is just to help you transition into like the right state of mind, into the higher frequency, so that you can tune into that wisdom, tune into that guidance. And yeah, it's just to help you get settled and to open yourselves. Leslie says evolves organically. Yeah, yeah, wonderful word. Okay, so okay, so are you guys ready for the meditation? Type ready if you are. Wonderful. Leslie is ready. Susan is ready. Aisha is ready. So much greenery in the comment box. I love it. Love it. Okay. Let me drink some water and then we will begin. Until then, you can also find like relatively quiet space where you would not be disturbed for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, Caitlin is ready, Costa is ready, Talia is ready. Wonderful. I have so many enthusiastic people here. Thank you all. Yeah, Parnaz says hi. Hello, Parnaz, and welcome back to the live. I am so glad that you decided to tune in back. Okay, so begin by settling into a comfortable position. You can either sit, stand, or lie down, whatever feels comfortable to you. Whatever position you take, just make sure that your spine is straight. You don't need a stiff or, a very erect spine. Just make sure that it is a little bit straight and yet relaxed. Your head is in alignment with the spine, and begin by noticing the environment around you. Letting your eyes wander around in the room, becoming aware of the objects in the same space as you are. as your environment brings you to this present moment, I invite you to gently close your eyes, turning your attention inward. And as you become aware of what is going on in your body, noticing where your hands are placed, are they placed in your lap or on your knees or maybe on the sides of your body? Bringing all your awareness to the palm of your hands. As you notice your palm, you might become aware of the sensations within your palm. You might notice some tingling within your hands, maybe you notice that your hands are either warm or cold, now moving from the inside of your hands to the surface that your palm is touching. And if your palm is not touching any surface and maybe just are in contact with the air, you may choose to place the palm of your hands on a surface, like maybe your clothes, or maybe if you are lying down on a bed, then you can touch the bed sheet of the bed. And as you touch the surface, feeling the texture of the material of the surface, feel free to move your palms if that helps you feel the surface better. noticing if it is soft or if it is hard. Bring the tips of your fingers on the surface. They are one of the sensitive regions within your body. Noticing how is the temperature of the surface compared to the temperature of your palms. Allowing yourself to feel the pattern of the surface. So maybe if you are wearing a fur winter clothing, then with your fingers you can notice the fur that is moving. Or maybe if you're wearing something that contains embroidery, then you can move your fingers over that and feel that pattern. Right now, your palms or your fingers are your eyes. So just noticing what does it feels like to see the world in this manner through your hands. Now maybe if you feel like you can choose another surface, like maybe feeling your other hand with the first hand, so feeling the skin, or maybe feeling the phone. So just choosing another surface or object to feel. As you hold this object or run your hands over that surface, feeling the temperature of this object. Noticing whether it is light or whether it is heavy. Feeling whether whether the surface of it is soft and shiny, or whether it is rough, feeling any patterns on this object, becoming curious as if can we feel the raw material from this of which this object was made of. So seeing if we can feel the raw material with which this object was made. Allowing yourself to play with your hands. And now that you feel the world through your hands, returning your awareness to the inside of your hands, noticing if your hands are feeling heavy or light, becoming aware of any tingling or any other sensations within your hand. And now becoming aware of your whole body, feeling your body in this space. And as you become aware of the space around you, allowing your eyes to open whenever you are ready. Connecting back with the environment around you and noticing your environment with this other sense that has always been dominant, which is the sense of vision. And at the same time, being aware of this other sense that we developed a connection with again, which is the sense of touch. You did great. Now, taking a deep breath in and out, letting go of this practice. If you feel like you can stretch yourself or maybe hydrate yourself, whatever you need to come back. Okay, so how are you guys feeling? What was the experience like for you? And if you don't feel like sharing it in the comments, then you can always press the heart to let me know that the practice resonated with you. Okay, so we have a comment from Cal. Cal says, "Good Morgan." It seems like you wanted to say he or she, I don't know. Wanted to say good morning, I think. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate them. Okay, yeah, good morning. Good morning, Cal, and welcome. Okay, it is German. Okay, thank you so much, Cecily, for letting me know. Yeah. Okay. So, now that we are a bit more settled after the meditation, for those of you who just joined us or maybe joined during the meditation, firstly, welcome. Welcome to this live. I'm so glad to have you here. And we just, did one part of this live. So don't worry, there is a lot more ahead. And we're going to dive into the fun part of this live soon. So, what we're going to do next is that um, we're going to spin the wheel. We're going to open ourselves to some wisdom. So, before we spin the wheel, choose a book, and yeah, dive into the wisdom, I wanted to ask you that is there anything specific that is going on in your life that you would like to receive some guidance on? So feel free to share the general theme around it, or maybe that area of your life you can name which area of your life you would like some clarity on. It is just a way to declare it to the universe, to God, to higher self, to divine, whatever you believe in. Yeah, so just declare it to the universe that what exactly it is that you need some guidance on, and also give yourself a chance to reflect what has been going on your mind lately. Okay, so Tricia would like some guidance related to a business. Okay. So, yeah, I really hope that, some wisdom, some clarity comes to you in this area of your life through the book that we are going to read today in this life. Susan says, I need guidance on finding peace from heartbreak and being alone. A warm hug to you, Susan. And yeah, I hope that you find some piece of wisdom to tap into that inner peace and connectedness and love, as you move through this difficult period of your life. Okay, Leslie would like some guidance in relation to trust. Mm, yeah, I really hope that, that sense of trust deepens within you as we read the lines that come through in this life. Okay, so let me take out the wheel now and we will begin. So, holding the intention in your mind, holding that area of your life in your mind as I rotate this wheel, hoping that we all will get to hear what we need to hear right now. Compassion, self compassion, a big one. And I sometimes feel like the title of these books are actually answering you know, the things that you put out there in the comments. So, yeah, self compassion seems like that might be the answer, especially for you, Susan. Okay, so let's see. So, the book that came up for today is Self Compassion by Christine Neff. So, now I'm going to just open that book and see, what wants to come through, what message wants to reach all of you who are listening to me right now, and who will listen to me later also, because this is getting recorded. So, it is for everyone. So, these are kind of my notes a little bit here. And now I'm going to close my eyes, set an intention, tune into my intuition, and choose a segment from this book, choose a paragraph that I feels like would benefit all of you. May all of you here receive something of value from this and receive some clarity on what should be your next step moving forward. Okay, let's see what came through. Mm, it seems like an exercise. Okay, let's see. I will read it out loud, and maybe this is something, that you need to do right now. So, the name of this exercise is Exploring Self-Compassion Through Letter Writing. So, the author says, everybody has something about themselves that they don't like, something that causes them to feel shame, to feel insecure, or not good enough. It is the human condition to be imperfect, And feelings of failure and inadequacy are part of the experience of living. Try thinking about an issue that tends to make you feel inadequate or bad about yourself. So, yeah, let's take a moment and do it, side by side. So, take your time to think about an issue that tends to make you feel inadequate or bad about yourself. So, it can be physical appearance, it can be work, or it can be a relationship issue. So, take your time to choose something. And when you do have something in your mind that you don't like about yourself, then type done in the comments so I know and we can move ahead. Rashia says, really? Yeah, like, are you asking me that are we doing this exercise? So, yes, we are. We are following through the exercise that came up today. So, right now, take some time to think about something about yourself that you don't like. If you feel open, then you can mention it in the comments, and if you don't want to share it with everyone, you can just like type done so we can move ahead with the next part of this exercise. And yeah, just gain some benefit out of it. Maybe we don't know, maybe this is something that you need right now in relation to the issue that you mentioned. So Susan says that what she don't like about herself is getting older and feeling abandoned. Mhm. Varna says, I don't like, I am not confident, I can make it through this life. Mhm. Pretty heavy stuff. Kostov says, trying to be perfect all the time. Yeah, I hear you. I will wait for one more minute in case anyone else would like to share, and then we will, you know, move forward with the next part. Varna says, Susan, I feel the same as I'm getting older. Yeah, and I love this about sharing, that when we share our vulnerability, when we share our innermost thoughts with everyone, you know, we that suffering can also become a means for connection. And yeah, and we get to tell other people that you are not alone in this. And we also get to feel that I am not alone in this. Other people also feel the same way. So Tricia also says that, Tricia struggle with trying to age with grace, but at some time hard. Yeah, lot of stuff about aging. hmm It's hard to see, you know, things change, both about our bodies and a lot of other stuff. Caitlin says jealousy and comparison, so this is something that she don't like about herself. hmm Thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing that, Caitlin, and every single one of you for sharing all of these things. Susan says, these feelings are taking me by surprise. Never expected to be alone. Mhm. Yeah, it is tough, And I hope that, Susan, you're feeling some connectedness in the space, as everyone is relating with the things that you are struggling with, and they are also going through the same at some level, Okay, so let's move on to the next part of this exercise. So, up until now, we covered, for those of you who joined just now, we covered, choosing something, choosing an issue that tends to make you feel bad about yourself or makes you feel inadequate about yourself. So now the second part is reflect. How does this particular aspect of yourself makes you feel inside? Like, what is the emotion? Do you feel scared? Do you feel sad, depressed, insecure, angry? So, what emotions come up for you when you think about this aspect of yourselves? So, yeah. So, emotions, so they are not like thoughts like I feel like this, but they are more like, one word. So, emotions are one word statements. Yeah, like Susan mentioned, scared, depressed, insecure. Yeah. So reflect, what you just mentioned. What emotions does it bring up within you when you think about this? So the author says that please try to be as emotionally honest as possible and to avoid repressing any feelings while at the same time not being melodramatic, trying to just feel your emotions exactly as they are, no more and no less. So basically, not adding too much to it, like not adding the story that goes in your mind to it, just the pure emotion that comes up within you when you think about this aspect about of yourselves that you feel insecure about, bad about, that you don't like. Parna says fear. Mm-hmm. Tricia says depressed. Yeah, pretty unpleasant and difficult emotions, right? Take your time. I will like pause for one more minute if anyone else also want to share their emotions. Okay, what says scared and lonely? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's tough. I I really want to give a warm hug to each and every one of you right now. So taking some deep breaths at your own pace because you just tap into something difficult. Because it's easy to deny the stuff, it's easy to repress those feelings. And now you're looking at them directly. You are shining the light of awareness onto these parts of yourselves that you don't like. So, yeah, taking some deep breaths to keep yourself centered. Okay, and now, if it is possible, if you are not feeling too lazy, then since this exercise is like, involves a letter. So I would invite you that if it is possible, can you guys like go and fetch a paper and pen. Just take out a paper and pen to write maybe a short letter, and I will give you the instructions regarding it in a moment. But yeah, if it is possible, can you guys just take out a pen, pencil, or and a paper to write yourself a letter because you're going through all of this, and it would be nice to bring in some love, some compassion for yourself for going through all of this, because that is kind of like the first or the second step after accepting. Compassion comes instead of, directly jumping to problem solving, which some of you might be eager to, do that. You are bringing all this stuff and now you want it solved, you want it to go away. But often we forget this, essential step of compassion for ourselves for going through all of this. Tricia says, ready. Wonderful. I love how proactive you are, Tricia. Wonderful. And other people, are you guys like, have you guys taken out a paper and pen? Are you guys ready as well? I know you might not feel like it, but in order for this to work, because you are investing your time, I would highly recommend you to actually do this exercise and take out a paper and pen. And if you don't really want to, or if you don't have one in your place, then you can always write on your phone or maybe in the comment box if you're open to sharing it with everyone, because I know that letter would definitely bring a smile to everyone. And maybe they would feel like, someone else has written that letter for them. Wouldn't it be wonderful to write a letter that make the other person also feel compassion for whatever they are going through? What says ready? Susan says yes, I want help in feeling better. Okay, wonderful. I love, how you all are participating in this and how you are giving this a try, a real chance, and allowing compassion to enter your life. Okay, so I will read now the next, like the instructions or something like that, because I also don't know. I don't remember exactly what it is, but yeah, it is going to involve a letter. So, so up until now, what we did was part one, where we reflected on something, a part of yourself that you don't like, that you feel bad about, that you feel insecure about. Once we chose that part, we reflected on to what is the emotion that brings, that comes up for you when you think about this thing about yourself. The third thing that we did was, yeah, bring out that paper and pen. Okay, Farna says, I have got my pen and paper ready. Wonderful. I love all of you guys. You know, it is amazing to see so much action happening here. Okay, so part two. The author says, now think about an imaginary friend who is unconditionally loving, accepting, kind, and compassionate. So I will pause here and take your time to think about either a person who is that way, a person from your life who is that way, or maybe just imagine someone. It can also be like a character from a movie, from a cartoon, whatever. So, yeah, or maybe someone that is no longer here on this earth, but that person, has is the embodiment of love and care and compassion for you. Varna says, sorry, what do I write first? Yeah, so yeah, right now we are not beginning with the writing. I just yeah, you can put your paper and pen down for now. We are going to move on to the writing part, but before it, I invite you all to imagine that imagine a person, imagine a friend. Farnaz says, "Oh, okay, sorry, no problem, Farnaz. Yeah, I wasn't clear about that. So, yeah, you don't need to apologize. Um, yeah, okay, I was saying that, yeah. So think about an imaginary friend or a person from your life who is like, who is the embodiment of unconditional love, or who is very loving and kind to you, who cares about you, who is compassionate. So think about one such person. And when you choose that person, you can type done in the comment box so I can move, like, to the next step. Susan says, no one really listens except my counselor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so maybe, let your counselor come to your mind. So feeling her or his presence right now. So yeah, it can be a real person from your life again, or it can be a character from a movie, person like maybe Dalai Lama, or like, I don't know, for me, Tara Brach, one of the teacher on Inside Timer, and one of the famous person, comes to my mind. So yeah, anyone, that you think is compassionate, is kind. So think of anyone. So should we move on to the next step? Leslie says mine will sound too cryptic. Yeah, this is a safe space, so if you feel like you can share, and if you don't, then that is also perfectly okay, Leslie. Hmm. Farnaz says Susan, even they will finish one day. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand like what you're trying to say, Farnaz. Um, Caitlin says that's okay. I'm thinking of Mary Magdalene. Okay, okay, wonderful. I personally don't know about her, but yeah, I will Google. Hmm. What says my true love in heaven? Oh, I yeah, just bring anyone, live, or who is no more, just anyone who you think care about you, or maybe some unknown person, but you think that that is a kind person. Okay, okay, Farnaz's counselor session would be finished one day. And yeah, Farnaz, they would be. And, you know, by the time they finish, you would have gained, you would have become that person that you went into counseling for, You would, um, the session finishing is a sign that you don't need the counselor anymore. So it is a wonderful thing instead of a thing that saddens you. And you would always have, a time like this when someone asks you to remember that, think of someone who is kind, or, yeah, who really listened to you, who cared about you. then you would have someone in your life that you can think about that, yeah, there was my counselor in my life. Hmm. Susan says he is so compassionate that it gives me hope. Yeah, that is so nice. It is, to have that kind of a person that sees you, that really sees you and that brings hope into your life. Varna says, I can't think of any. Varnas, maybe think about when was the last time that you feel loved by another. And if not a person, if you cannot think of a human being, then maybe think of a pet, a tree, whatever it is, just a being that makes you feel loved or that you think of as a kind person or as a kind being. Varna says, I don't feel loved. Mhm. Guys, can we have few hearts for Farnaz here? Can we really like make her feel loved? You know, it is so important to feel loved, at least at some point in our lives, Yeah, yeah, keep the hearts coming, please. Please, I want Farnaz to feel loved in this room, in this presence, in within like with all of us. Just shower the hearts, please, for her. I love you guys. Thank you for doing this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what says I love you, Farnaz. Kathleen says I love you, Farnaz. Oh, that is so nice. See? So maybe imagine one of the person from here, and see yourself from their eyes right now. And see yourself from the eyes of anyone who is pressing these hearts. Farnaz says, well, there is my son and my cat. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Then yeah, choose one of them. Okay. Yeah, it is sometimes difficult, when you are in the state when you're feeling lonely or when you feel like misunderstood or all of those emotions. It's hard to, you know, c- find something in our head that there was love at some point or from some person in my life. It is. But if we think hard enough, we would find such an instance, we would find such a person, such a being, maybe even a stranger who was kind to you. So, yeah, it is hard when we are in that state, when we are cut off from that loving state, but it will eventually come. And know that there has been some or other kind of love in your life. Everyone here. Okay, we have a lot of comments. I missed some comments, so I will like get back. So I missed, I think, Leslie's comment. So she says, for me, mm, okay, before that, okay, there is a comment from Farnaz. Farnaz says, sorry to be weak and bring the mood down. Um, in fact, I think you brought the mood up, Farnaz. Like I you were the medium through which everyone just got in touch with love, that was within themselves, to get in touch with that warmth in their heart. I am sure that some of the people listening right now are feeling that warmth in their heart that just got evoked by, you know, you sharing this. So no, you were not the one who brought the mood down. I think it was the opposite. Yeah, what says that for Nas, you just broke my heart wide open for you. See, you made what feel love, And again, I see a lot many people are like, weakness for admitting a. So Caitlin says weakness for admitting a feeling. No, for Nas, that's strength. Yeah, it is. It is so hard. It is so hard. It takes so much strength for Nas and everyone who feels this way. It takes so much strength that so many people are so afraid to feel what is going on within themselves that they live their whole life, they live a better portion of their life feeling disconnected from feeling anything at all because they don't want to feel vulnerable. So no, it is not a weakness. It is not. Susan says not weak, brave to express yourself. Yeah, it is. Susan says, Farnaz, I feel the same way, tears in my eyes so hard. Yeah, see, Susan is also feeling that love and she is not even able to contain it, that tears are, coming to her eyes. So, see, it is it is always amazing to share, because I always feel that suffering, you know, one of the purpose of suffering, it's it is to help us connect, to connect to our humanness and to connect the humanness of everyone, as Leslie mentioned, that human condition. Yeah, it is. Okay, I missed some of the comments. So I will just, go through the comments again and then we will move to the next part. So, starting with the comments that I missed, Leslie says, for me, the friend is the consciousness looking through my eyes, my inner voice before thoughts. It's that part of me I thank every morning for another day, inner child. Yeah. Okay, so Leslie is able to find a part within herself, that that is kind and compassionate. Yeah, it is amazing. It's amazing that you were able to get in touch with that part, to bring forth that part of you. Mhm. Moving to the next comments. Let me see. I don't want to miss anyone comment. I don't want to you to make feel like I don't want to make you feel that I don't see you because hmm, it is tough. And since some of the people mentioned that you're feeling lonely and everything. Okay, Tricia says, my friend Rita Ray. Wonderful. Yeah, so she is someone that uh, you know that you think of when you think of a compassionate friend. Leslie says, far as you are in the best community and company here. Yeah, it is. I love the people here, really. Susan says, wish we all lived close and could meet for tea. Yeah, yeah, would it be so amazing, really. But I'm still happy and grateful to host the space where all of us are coming together. And I am feeling the love of all of you. And yeah, I am getting a little bit emotional. I have my eyes teary since the last 5 minutes. This is amazing. You guys are so wonderful. hmm Okay, by the way, on that note of community, guys, I do have a community here on Inside Timer, a little community. So if you would like to be a part of it, I would love to have you. So I have a group on Inside Timer. The name of that group is Wonderful Beings because you are so like full of wonder, and you even surprise yourself sometimes. So yeah, if you would like to, join that community, I would love to welcome you there. Okay, let me see if I missed any more comments and then I will move to the next part of this exercise. Tricia says, also my friend Karen, such a blessing to me. You have wonderful friends, Tricia. I'm so happy for you. Um, let's see. Mm. Farna says, sometimes I feel strong when I see injustice, but mainly for animals. Yeah, so there is this, like, compassion comes in many forms, There's the yin and the yang, there is this loving, supportive, nurturing kind of energy, and there is this protective energy. So, yeah, that is also compassion playing a role, standing up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Let's see, Leslie says virtual tea. Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, I feel that you guys just right now feel the warmth of that warm tea that we are, enjoying together. Just feel the warmth of the tree, of the love. Okay, Susan asked, how do you join? Okay, yeah, so to join that community, you can either search on Insight Timer in the search box for Wonderful Beings and you will see the group, or you can go to my profile, which is Anisha Maheshwari, and let me show. Okay. So like when you go to my profile like this, and in on the home screen only, when you will scroll down to the bottom, just let me scroll down. Yeah, you will see this group here, Wonderful Beings. So yeah, you can join that community. I would love to have you. Okay. Leslie says, Wonderful Beings here today. Yeah, yeah. You all are so wonderful, so full of wonder, magic, love, and so much more that maybe even you don't know about, but you are. Okay, guys, moving on to the next part of this exercise now. Where were we? Yeah, just a second. I get a runny nose when I get emotional, and you guys made me emotional. Okay, so next, once you have think about such a person who is unconditionally loving, imagine that this friend or this person or this being can see all your strengths. So imagine that this being can see all of your strengths. You don't have to do anything, just imagine this. And also imagine that they can see all of your weaknesses. So they can see all of your strengths and all your weaknesses, including the aspect of yourself you have just been thinking about. So they can see that aspect of you that you don't like so much about yourself. And now, as you imagine them seeing all of your strengths and your weaknesses, reflect upon what this being, v- so reflect what this being feels towards you. As they see your strengths and all your weaknesses and this part of you that you don't like, just reflect what is it that they feel towards you as they see all of that. All you have to do right now is to just imagine. So, as you reflect upon what this being feels towards you, mhm, okay, Chiro says that, mhm, I'm sending so much healing your way, Chiro, and I hope that you can be compassionate to yourself at this moment. Maybe take some deep breaths so you feel a little better. Or maybe just move your body, whatever you read right now. Just ask yourself what would help you feel better and give yourself that. And know that we all are strength sending our prayers your way. Okay, so Leslie says that part, that being, that friend feels compassion towards that part of Leslie that, you know, she don't like. Tricia says unconditional love. Yeah, so Tricia feels unconditional love towards herself as, you know, she look at all of her strengths and all of her weaknesses and everything. So yeah, so reflect on what this being feels towards you and how you are loved and accepted exactly as you are, with all your very human imperfections. So, just feeling the presence of this being. If you need, you can always close your eyes. Feeling how does they feel towards you as they see all of you, as they accept all the parts of you, all of your imperfections, all of your weaknesses, and they also see the many strengths that you have. So know that this being recognizes the limits of human nature and is kind and forgiving towards you. In his or her great wisdom, this being understands your life history. So they know everything that has happened in your past that made you this way. So, yeah, so they understand your life history and the million things that have happened in your life to create you as you are in this moment. Your particular inadequacy, that part of yourself that you don't like. So that is connected to so many things you didn't necessarily choose, like your genes, your family history, life circumstances, things that were out of your control. So, this being that you have imagined know all of this, that many different factors have contributed to make you the way you are in this moment. So now, as you're feeling the presence of this being, I invite you to pick that pen and paper. And if your eyes were closed, you can open them and write a letter to yourself from the perspective of this imaginary friend or this compassionate being, focusing on that perceived inadequacy that you tend to judge yourself for. So, write a letter from the perspective of this compassionate being, focusing on the part of you that you don't like. So, imagine what would this being say to you about your flaw from the perspective of unlimited compassion. How would this being convey the deep compassion he or she feels for you, especially for the discomfort you feel when you judge yourself so harshly? So there are like 4 or 5 prompts here. So I will repeat the first prompt. I will pause for a moment so you guys can write about it. So the first prompt is that what would this being say to you about your flaw from the perspective of unlimited compassion? So I will pause for 3 minutes before we move to the next prompt, and take your time to write down what would this being say to you about your flaw from the place of unlimited compassion. And if you are done early, you can let me know by typing done in the comments. Wonderful. So that being says to Susan that they are not a flaw. It's just a part of being human. It's just humanness. Wonderful. Leslie says done, so she is also done. And yeah, it's okay, if only one or two lines or maybe just one or two words come to you. And if you feel like writing like a paragraph or something, then you can do that as well. I would wait for like a few more responses before I move to the next prompt. Leslie says, okay, I'm going to go ahead and share. Namely, let go of past hurdles and move forward in love and grace. Wonderful. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Leslie. And yeah, and if you guys feel like sharing it in the comments, that is even more wonderful because it would be like, everyone is showering in that compassion. So that is okay as well. It is more than okay. So thank you, Leslie, for sharing it with everyone. And maybe someone else would, resonate with this. Tricia says, I'm finished. Wonderful. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so let's move on to the next prompt now. Verna says, he said, you are not stupid. Yeah, you are not. So nice. Yeah, okay, let's move on to the next prompt for us to include in this letter. So now imagine or consider how would this being convey the deep compassion he or she feels for you, especially for the discomfort you feel when you judge yourself so harshly. So basically now focusing on, the judgment around what you don't like about yourself and imagining what would that being say to you, especially in relation to the discomfort that you're feeling when that judgment comes up. So feel free if you feel like, there's something else to add on to that letter in relation to this prompt, then you can do so. And if you don't feel like adding anything, that's also fine because these questions are slightly overlapping but still different. So I will repeat the prompt one more time. How would this being convey the deep compassion he or she feels for you, especially for the discomfort you feel when you judge yourself so harshly? Again, when you are done, you can type done. Susan says, we are finding out that all people feel insecure and unworthy. I don't know why. Yeah, Susan, you identified the pattern right. Firstly, yeah, it is very human to feel this way. And there are usually like limiting beliefs of sort that most humans feel. I have talked about it a lot in one of my courses, which was Master Your Mindset by identifying your limiting beliefs. But yeah, so in that I mentioned the common limiting beliefs that we have, and among them, one is that I'm not good enough. The other one is that I'm unworthy or I'm not deserving. So yeah, these are some of the common ones. And I have like, so if you would like to explore why you develop this belief, then you can check out that course in case you are interested. Varna says, he says there is nothing wrong with feeling the discomfort. You are human, not a robot. Wow, yeah, there is nothing wrong about feeling it. In fact, you feeling the discomfort means that you are human. You have all the feelings, you have all that spectrum of feelings. So you are not going to feel only the positive, you're also going to feel the unpleasant. So, yeah, I am loving this. You guys sharing, what that compassionate being would say. Okay, anyone else would like to share before we move on to the next prompt? Because I feel like, yeah, we are over the time, but I would still want to complete this exercise with you before I end this live. Because I really think that, yeah, I don't want to leave the space. This is wonderful being with you all. Hmm. Varna says, so that being is saying, sometimes I'm sad because I'm sad. Yeah, and it's okay to feel sadness. And feeling sad is not, it's not wallowing in sadness, which is also okay for some time. It is okay. But yeah, feeling it, sitting with your emotions, and holding space for them, it is different. It is different than um, adding on to the story that increase the intensity of those emotions, throwing yourself a pity party or all of those things. That those are different from feeling your emotions. So know that if in case you were confused about that, because some people hold this myth that if I allowed myself to feel this way, then I would never get out of it. But it is a healthy way to process. Susan says, when I feel so sad, I cry in a safe space. It's okay to do that. Yeah, it is so nice to see that that compassionate being is validating your emotions. It's validating how you process it, like crying. It is okay to do that. Okay, so let's move on to the next prompt now. Hmm. Tricia says, they would say, even in your hard times, you make us feel special. You are a star. Yeah, it is so amazing. Wow, Tricia. You know, they highlighted one of your strengths to you, being able to be the light to others, even in your darkness. It is a wonderful quality. And sometimes it also helps us get out of that darkness. Sometimes. Okay, guys, let's move on to the next prompt now. Mm, So, the next prompt is reflect, what would this compassionate being write in order to remind you that you are only human, that all people have both strengths and weaknesses, So just reflect. What would they say to you in order to remind you that everyone have the strengths, everyone have some strengths and some weaknesses. So what words would they say, that would convey the similar message to you? When you are done, you can again type done or maybe share the next part of your letter with me and with all of us. Leslie is done. Thank you for letting me know, Leslie. Tricia says, remember, you did what you did and you didn't do what you didn't do, and it's okay. Yeah, wonderful. I'm sure, some of the statements that you guys are sharing, and feel free that to pick up on other people's statement, if they resonate with you and write it in your letter as well, to give yourself that compassion because these are such amazing statements. Hmm. So yeah, in a way, just reminding ourselves that we did our best, and it's okay if we weren't able to do certain things. It's only human, right? Susan says, the compassionate being says to her that you are smart and opening up to new ways of looking at things. Yeah, it is so amazing. Hmm. I guess, this reading the statement reminds me of something in relation to what Farnaz said, that that compassionate being told her that she's not stupid. So I guess a perfect alternate statement to that is also like you are smart and you are opening up to new ways of looking at things. Thank you for sharing that, Susan. Leslie is sharing her as part of this letter. So that compassionate being says to Leslie that we are spirits in a human experience and life is a privilege. Yeah, it is tapping and sharing into that wisdom. And it is a part of human experience to have weaknesses and to have strengths, to be imperfect, right? Okay, now moving on to the next prompt. So the author says, and if you think this being would suggest possible changes you should make, how would these suggestions embody feelings of unconditional understanding and compassion? So basically, now we are also including some of the action part to this. So, you know, just opening yourself to receive some suggestions from this compassionate being that are not just, cold advices or rules or, you know, I don't know, remember the word, but yeah. So these are suggestions or these are wisdom that is filled with compassion, that is filled with understanding. And now, based on everything that they know about you, they know them knowing that you have strengths and weaknesses, them knowing all the factors that contributed to you being the way you are. Now, see if they have any other suggestion for you to, Um, to make any possible changes that would better your life in any way, or yeah, that would better your life in any way. So just open yourselves to that. Again, when you are done writing a response to this prompt, you can type done or share your responses with me. Okay, yeah, sure. I will repeat. Mm, yeah, so the author says if you think this being would suggest possible changes you should make, how would these suggestions embody feelings of unconditional understanding and compassion? So just opening yourself for some kind suggestions um from this compassionate being, any advice or any suggestions they have to improve your life or to help you navigate through whatever you're going through, or in relation to your judgments related to this part of you that you don't like. So do they have any advice for you, any action steps for you? Once you guys are done, you can let me know. Take your time. So this was the, last prompt for this letter. And we have few lines from this exercise left for me to read out to you. Okay, we have some advice or some comments here. So Susan says done, but no good advice other than to realize we are all in this together. Yeah, that's okay. We are not here to receive something that we don't know of, because sometimes we know of, you know, the next right steps or the right mindset to have, and we forget about it and we just need a reminder. So it's okay if you didn't receive any advice that you think of, a good advice. And yeah, and just see, how does that make you feel, like just reminding yourself now and then when you are judging that part of you that you don't like, that we are all in this together, you know. Every single human being is in this together, and they have felt this way at some point in their life. Leslie say that the advice that comes through is let go and practice gratitude. Yeah, wonderful. I think it aligns with one of the previous comments you mentioned, Leslie, regarding, letting go of the past or something. Yeah. So, okay. So now we have this letter with ourselves that this compassionate being or a friend or whatever you want to call it wrote to you. So now we have further directions for you. So the author says that after writing the letter, you can put it down for a little while and then come back and read it again and really letting the words sink in. Feel the compassion as it pours into you, soothing and comforting you like a cool breeze on a hot day. Love, connection, and acceptance are your birthright. To claim them, you need only to look within yourself. So, yeah, so I also invite you to do the same, the next time when you're feeling low or when you are judging yourself for this thing that you don't like about yourself, maybe open this letter and read it to you. And if you haven't written the letter on a paper and pen, then maybe you can take this like screenshots, um, of this chat since you mentioned some of the lines of the letter here. And yeah, um, take them with you and then maybe pen it down later on. Susan says, I have a button that says, just when I thought I had all the answers, they changed all the questions. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. In fact, okay, thank you, Susan, for the idea. Maybe, as you reflected and as you wrote this letter, maybe choose one statement that comes um into your mind from this letter that you wrote, and maybe write it on a post it or something, and just post it somewhere where you can see, so that this will remind you of this, because we spent some time here giving giving yourself that compassion that you needed, because because all this while maybe you have been judging this part of yourselves and berating yourselves, thinking that this will make you a better person, this will help you grow, this will help you change. But oftentimes, like, you know, we forget to recognize the suffering all of this causes and to show ourselves compassion for it, for going through all of this suffering as a result of the judgment. So it is nice to sometimes develop this kind of a relationship with ourselves as well, where we are showing love to ourselves. So, so I guess, yeah, that's it for this live. And I also have a gift for you. I have a gift for all the women present here. So, guys, if you would like to offer a gift to yourself, then this could be it. So, what I'm offering, the gift that I'm giving to all the women present here is a powerful coaching conversation with me. So, if you would like to work with me, if you would like to sit and have a chat with me, not just a friendly chat, but also a powerful coaching conversation, that can change, that can transform, that can bring insight, that can give you the support that you need, whatever it is that you need. So, yeah, if you are interested in that, if you would like to work with me, if you would like, to grab onto that 1 hour of free coaching, then you're welcome to message me on Insight Timer. You can go to my profile. Um, um, Once you follow me, the follow button becomes the donate button. Click on the three dots that appear above the donate button, and go to message teacher and message me. And I would love to schedule, a session with you and give you all that I have to offer and hold nothing back and just try my best to bring some ease into your life and to help you grow into whatever version of you that you want to grow into. So yeah, and and I do currently have a few free like slots available right now. So yeah, you're welcome to message me. And yeah, and I also wanted to let you know, Susan says, I can't seem to get on your profile. Can you type your full name? Yeah, so my name is Anisha Maheshwari. Let me type it for you. Yeah, so that is my name. You can search on the search box. In the teachers section, you will see Anisha Maheshwari. And yeah, you can, if you're not following me, then you would not be able to message me actually. So once you follow me, then then the follow button becomes a donate button, and above it, three dots appear. So then you can like click on the three dots and message me. So that's the way. And yeah, and I was about to tell you that this is getting recorded. So guys, if you would like to go back to this exercise or the meditation that we did, or maybe attend previous lives of mine, because I have like created a playlist of all these, because this is the 28th live session of this Wheel of Wisdom series. So we have like 27 more, and what I have done is that I have numbered each and every one of them. So I like invite people to play with their intuition. So just open that playlist, choose a number from 1 to 28, and whatever number that comes up for you, just listen to that live and receive the message, knowing that that is the message that you need to hear right now. That is the guidance that wants to come through in some way into your life. And yeah, you are opening yourself to it. Now, to access the replay, again, you can go to my profile. In the About section of my profile, you will see a link tree. Let me show you. Yeah, so like this is my profile. So if you go into the About section and you will scroll down, you will see a link tree. So when you click on the link tree, you will see the replay, Wheel of Wisdom replay. So you can go to the 28th one. Although it takes like 1 hour to get all of this whole big live uploaded, it has reached like 1 hour 45 minutes so far. So yeah, so it will take like maybe 1 hour or so. But until then, I also like, upload the lines that I read in my group that I mentioned, Wonderful Beings. So I immediately upload it like within 5 minutes or so after this live end. And I also like post there some things that I'm reading and I find inspiring. Then I post it there randomly. So if you would like to be a part of my community, then you can join that group as well. So yeah, I already mentioned that. Let me mention the name of that group here. Wonderful Beings. Yeah. So you can search for it on Insight Timer. Um, and okay, there is a comment. Leslie says, personally, I went through a very dark time 2+ years ago. It does get better. Love and peace to all. Thank you, Leslie, for sharing that. And yeah, it does bring hope. I am sure that this must have brought hope to so many of the people listening here, reading this comment, that it does get better, that things are not always the same. So, yeah. Um, okay, what else? Yeah, also, so I do these lives on alternate days. So, like, I have this live, the next live on 6th of March. Maybe it would be a different date in your time zone according to your time zone. So, you can like check the event section on my profile and see an RSVP for the next live if you like this one. And if you like this one, if you got value out of this and you would like to give back, then you can do so, through a donation. So you would see a donate button here. And yeah, you can click on the donate button. And if you would like to give back or share some of the abundance with me and support me in my journey, then I would be so grateful to you. So yeah, you can do that. And what else? I want to cover everything up. Just it's just a wrapping up. Yeah, and then the next thing is that I want to let you know that I'm going to take a break from doing these lives. So we have been doing these lives on alternate days, like since January or so. So yeah, so I'm going to take a break between from 11th to 15th. So like my birthday is also falling on that. There is a major festival in India that also is going to be in those days. So yeah, thank you so much for all these wonderful emojis, Silverback. Wow. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to take a break, but until then, so that's why I was mentioning that if you would like to grab onto that gift, grab onto that free 1 hour coaching session with me, then you can message me right now and yeah, grab onto that because then I would start it after later. Um, yeah, so that's it. Um, Silverback says most welcome always. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for this live. Thank you so much for being here. Tricia says thank you, Queen. Yeah. that is that is like the fun comment I've received. Thank you so much, Tricia, for this interesting comment. Thank you. Let's see. Silverback says, have a fabulous day. Namaste, namaste, Silverback. Leslie says to Ward, Faraz, and Susan plus all come back to the safe place. Thank you so much for yeah, recommending this to everyone, and I am glad that you felt the connection to these people present here. Sue says it will get better. I never thought my life would be better. It takes time. Thank you, Sue, for sharing that. You know, it does bring hope to so many of the people that are listening to me reading this comment of yours. Silverback says, bless all inside family. Yeah, this is such a wonderful community. Really, I'm so glad. I'm so grateful for Inside Timer. And yeah, I love doing this live and connecting with all of you. And I would like to connect with you further. So yeah, you're welcome to join my community, a little community on Inside Timer, which is wonderful beings. Susan says, thank you. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, each and everyone, for your presence, for your kind comments, for your participation. And yeah, that's it for this live. Take care. Silverback says, you are a sensational host. Thank you. Thank you so much for spreading all this kindness and love around Silverback. That is so kind of you. I appreciate it. Yeah, Leslie says 176 meditators. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, it is amazing. It is an amazing turnout here. Okay, so yeah, it's the gospel. Okay, so guys, I will see you day after tomorrow again. And don't forget to grab onto that free gift, grab onto that free session with me if you are a woman and would like to work with me. Take care. Bye bye. Love you. Namaste. Take care.